So what is desire? It is an intangible impulse of thought that is transformed by the power of faith. Faith is a state of mind which may be created by affirmation or repeated instructions to the subconscious mind. Chapter 2 of Think and Grow Rich speaks insightfully about desire. Desire is the starting point of all achievement. Now, in this same chapter of Think and Grow Rich, I will use Edwin C. Barnes' story of attaining his desire as an example. Edwin C. Barnes discovered the truth that men do think their way to riches. Now, this discovery didn't come all at once. It came beginning with a burning desire to become a business associate of the great Thomas A. Edison. Thomas A. Edison was a great American inventor and businessman who developed many devices that influenced life worldwide, including the motion picture camera and the practical electric light bulb. When this desire first flashed in his mind, Edwin was in no position to take action. He was confronted with two difficulties. Firstly, he did not know Mr. Edison. Secondly, he did not have enough money to pay his railroad fare to West Orange, New Jersey. He was determined to find a way to carry out his desire, then finally decided to travel by blind baggage rather than be defeated. Mr. Edison decided to employ Mr. Barnes. The position was unimportant to Mr. Edison, but it was most important to Mr. Barnes. Chapter 2 begins. When Mr. Edwin C. Barnes climbed down from the freight train in Orange, New Jersey, more than 30 years ago, he may have resembled a tramp, but his thoughts were those of a king. As he made his way from the railroad tracks to Thomas A. Edison's office, his mind was at work. He saw himself standing in Edison's presence. He heard himself asking Mr. Edison for an opportunity to carry out the one consuming obsession of his life, a burning desire to become the business associate of the great inventor. Barnes's desire was not a hope. It was not a wish. It was a keen, pulsating desire which transcended everything else. It was definite. The desire was not new when he approached Edison. It had been Barnes's dominating desire for a long time. In the beginning, when the desire first appeared in his mind, it may have been, probably was, only a wish. But it was no mere wish when he appeared before Edison with it. A few years later, Edwin C. Barnes again stood before Edison in the same office where he first met the inventor. This time, his desire had been translated into reality. He was in business with Edison. The dominating dream of his life had become a reality. Today, people who knew Barnes envy him because of the break life yielded him. They see him in the days of his triumph without taking the trouble to investigate the cause of his success. Barnes succeeded because he chose a definite goal, placed all his energy, all his willpower, all his effort, everything back of that goal. He did not become the partner of Edison the day he arrived. He was content to start in the most menial work as long as it provided an opportunity to take even one step towards his cherished goal. 5 years passed before the chance he had been seeking made its appearance. During all those years, not one ray of hope, not one promise of attainment of his desire had been held out to him. To everyone except himself, he appeared only another cog in the Edison business wheel. But in his own mind, he was the partner of Edison every minute of the time, from the very day that he first went to work there. It is a remarkable illustration of the power of a definite desire. Barnes won his goal because he wanted to be a business associate of Mr. Edison more than he wanted anything else. He created a plan by which to attain that purpose, but he burned all bridges behind him. He stood by his desire until it became the dominating obsession of his life, and finally, a fact. When he went to Orange, he did not say to himself, "I will try to induce Edison to give me a job of some sort." He did not say to himself, "I will work there for a few months and if I get no encouragement, I will quit and get a job somewhere else." He did not say to himself, "I will keep my eyes open for another opportunity in case I fail to get what I want in the Edison organization." He instead said, I will see Edison and put him on notice that I have come to go into business with him. He said to himself, I will start anywhere. I will do anything Edison tells me to do. But before I am through, I will be his associate. He said to himself, there is but one thing in this world that I am determined to have, and that is a business association with Thomas A. Edison. He said to himself, I will burn all bridges behind me and stake my entire future on my ability to get what I want. He left himself no possible way of retreat. He had to win or perish. Every person who wins in any undertaking must be willing to cut all sources of retreat. Only by so doing can one be sure of maintaining that state of mind known as a burning desire to win, essential to success. Every human being who reaches the age of understanding wishes for things. Wishing will not bring you your great expectations, but desiring those expectations with a state of mind that becomes an obsession, then planning definite ways and means to acquire them, and backing those plans with determination, which does not recognize failure, will bring wealth and abundance in many forms. There is a psychological reason for definiteness. See and feel and believe yourself already in possession of your great expectation. The object is to desire that goal, that dream, that vision, that idea, and to become so determined you convince yourself you will have it. If the thing you desire to do is right and you believe in it, go ahead and do it. Dreams are not born of indifference, laziness, or lack of ambition. A burning desire to be and to do is the starting point from which the dreamer must take off.